Welcome back to West New York Living. Now, if you look up the meaning to the word accident, you'll find out the definition is an unfortunate incident that happens unexpectedly and unintentionally. Well, accidents can happen at work at any time, so having an understanding of what your legal rights are, very important. This morning, we're happy to have with us attorney Stephen Ciocca from the Cellino Law Firm to lend us some insights on this legal matter. Good to see you again, Stephen.
Good to see you too.
Well, let's talk about construction site accidents. We're in construction season. Are they all treated the same way?
They're actually not. Generally, if you get injured on the job, your injury is going to be covered through workers' compensation. All injured workers in New York State are covered through that program. However, falls from a height at a construction zone, those are treated differently in certain situations. And that's what's really important because it's a very complicated area of the law.
What's considered height?
So it can be essentially any height, but what we're talking about is 6 feet or above. And believe it or not, even a fall from something that seems kind of small, even a 3-foot height or a 6-foot height, you can get significantly injured from that. And as a result of that, New York State came up with a series of laws called New York State Labor Law. And what that does is it protects injured workers who are injured when they are injured from a fall from a height.
Okay, so again, if that happens to you or someone you know, that's why it's good to call, because it sounds intricate.
And it really is. What I always say is every labor law case involves a fall from a height, but not every fall from a height involves a labor law case. So you have to be very, very careful with who you consult with, because if you are injured in a fall from a height, let's say the people that are working over at the new stadium right now, there's a lot of height-related work happening there. If anybody gets injured, and people have been injured at that project already, they are generally going to be covered by New York State labor law, which gives them the benefits of workers' compensation, but it also gives them the benefits of being able to pursue a remedy for their injuries, their pain and suffering, and that type of thing.
What about residential property? Because this is the time of year some folks might be having some projects done on their home.
Absolutely. So a residential property is going to make a difference as whether it's a single-family residence or a multifamily residence. So if it's a multifamily residence, then the workers will generally be covered through New York State labor law. A single-family residence, they also may be covered by New York State labor law, but again, it depends on what happens. Are you working for a contractor, a subcontractor for a contractor? Does the homeowner themselves provide any type of materials that are being used on that job? Again, it's kind of complicated. And what I always tell people, look, if there's a fall from a height, whether it's from a ladder, from a scaffold, from a roof, from a balcony, from a porch, and it's in the process of something that you're doing for your employment, you really should contact an attorney, because your rights may not only be limited to workers' compensation.
All right, real quick, we got 20 seconds. I imagine as a homeowner, I should make sure that they're insured if they're working on my home.
Absolutely, 100%. So if you hire somebody to do it, you want to make sure that they are licensed and insured, because if something happens, you don't want to be stuck paying that bill.
All right, some great advice there, as always, when we have Stephen with us. The personal injury attorneys at Cellino Law represent injury victims throughout New York State. If you've been injured in any type of accident or work or construction site mishap, Cellino Law can help. Their offices are located at 800 Delaware Avenue in Buffalo. And for more information, give Cellino Law a call, and you know the number. It's all 888-888-8888. You can also visit their website at cellinolaw.com to learn more about all the different services that Cellino Law provides.